Hey everyone, welcome to the border between Singapore and Malaysia. Now I was hoping to put up my drone here today, but being that they have now outlawed flying the drone on this causeway, so typical Singapore, they like to make a rule up for everything. Surprised they haven't made one up about living yet, but well, who knows? You never know. Anyway, I'm going to insert some footage from the last time that I flew here, and I wasn't as good a flying as I am now, but anyway, I'll insert it and you can see both sides of it, but I'll also let you look at it from the view. Okay, over there is Johor Bahru, Malaysia, and that little bridge that you see in the foreground there off to the right is the bridge that connects it. Now right now everybody's going into Malaysia, or excuse me, everybody's going into Singapore, and nobody hardly is going to Malaysia. If you've ever been to Asia, there's a big difference between the two. Malaysia is a little behind Singapore with respect to modern conveniences, lifestyle, standard of living, so on and so forth. But it has Kuala Lumpur, which is a wonderful, magnificent, cosmopolitan city. Johor Bahru is not one of those cities, but there's a few other ones, Penang and such, that are. And there's a lot of natural beauty and jungle and wildlife and things to do in Malaysia that you can't do in Singapore, because Malaysia is a very huge country and Singapore is a small island. Roughly, I'm not even sure Singapore's the same size as Manhattan, quite frankly. But anyway, they're probably about close. So, with that said, I'll let you see around here. There is the Singapore side, which on this side of it is all pretty much what they call the Woodlands area. In fact, this is called Woodlands Park. And this is basically the strait between Singapore and Malaysia. And here you get an idea. Malaysia? Singapore. Malaysia? Singapore. And there's a little restaurant there on the end of this thing, which enabled me to get a coconut. Very refreshing. All natural sugar. So what we're going to try to do next is walk around the park in here. Maybe we can find some monkeys and let you see some monkeys close up. Hopefully, we'll see. But it's illegal to feed the monkeys, and you quite frankly don't want to, because then every monkey within 2 miles is on your case to give you food, growling, snarling, and yeah at you. So we'll take a little walk there. Tomorrow I'm hoping to either go into Malaysia or go into Indonesia at some of the beaches and give you some views there and use the drone. Hopefully in some of those areas I can actually use the drone, because Singapore seems to have restricted my usage. So. Bridge between Malaysia and Singapore. You'll notice that obviously a lot of inbound traffic from Malaysia to Singapore, not a tremendous amount of outbound traffic, but it's on the other side, so it's very difficult to see because they drive on the different sides. But when you get into Malaysia, it flip-flops, and I think it's no, it's still British style. Anyway, that's Johor Bahru. This is the causeway that connects Malaysia and Singapore. This thing was built years and years ago, and I think the British blew it up during World War II to prevent the Japanese from crossing, but the Japanese were very resourceful, made their own pontoons and got across. You notice the big white pipe that runs along the length of it is actually the water supply for a great deal of Singapore, which comes from Malaysia. Now they're currently embroiled in some sort of a dispute about this, pricing and where it's coming from and the quality levels and all this type of stuff. And Singapore's actually doing a lot of stuff, desalination, to sort of produce their own stuff. So there's, you know, kind of a brouhaha about that. But anyway, that is what that big long pipe is in the middle there. And then all these people are coming in. It goes in there to a woodlands sort of border area there where you can cross. Now I'm considering going over to Malaysia tomorrow if the weather permits. It's nice. The weather is tending to be clearing out here, which is kind of a nice thing. So anyway, we'll go back this way and we'll see if we can catch some monkeys again.